What's up, everybody? Jason from Straight Edge Knives. Hey, got another awesome video for you today. And today we're going to be going over the Generation 2 Work Tough Carnivore. Now, if you guys haven't seen my Carnivore video, I did one on the original Carnivore right here. And I'm going to show you guys some up close looks at both of these. This blade is awesome. I love it. Well, there's a Gen 2 version coming out on the 24th of January. And guys better be ready to order this thing. But some slight improvements, not a whole lot changed, but there was some improvements made to it, little differences and stuff. But man, this thing is slick, just like the Gen 1. Here's the Gen 2. I mean, just from initial glances, it's kind of hard to see any of the differences. Like I said, there's not a lot, but we are going to show you these blades up close. I'm going to describe the differences to you, and then we're going to put this bad boy through some testing. So stand by. Let me flip the camera around because I want you guys to get a good look at the blades, you know, instead of just looking at my beautiful face here. But I want to thank real quick Vic Lynn over at Worktuffgear, owner, operator, president, if you will, of Worktuffgear. He did send this to me for review, which I greatly appreciate, but I am not paid in any way by Worktuffgear to do these reviews. I do them because I really love the blades. And if I didn't love them, I wouldn't be doing reviews on them. That's just the way I am. And hope you enjoy my opinion on them, which is strictly my opinion. So take it for what you will. But man, Worktuff they're killing it. They're making some badass blades. And I'm telling you, these, whenever they do a knife drop, they don't last long. They sell out very, very quickly. And Worktuff is quickly becoming a brand in the knife industry to be reckoned with, for sure. I mean, they're making some killer stuff. So let's flip this camera around. Let me get you guys a good look at this stuff. This two blades, let you know what the differences are, and then we'll get into the testing. Stand by. All right, guys, we are back, and as you can see, I got my testing materials and stuff all kind of down here, but got stuff on the log here. It's getting all over the sheath. But guys, here it is, the Gen 2 Carnivore. This was designed by Eric Outer of OUTERLIMITLESS, obviously made by Worktuffgear. First off, one of the key differences between the two, here's the Generation 1. You could tell the sheath is a little bit thinner, a little bit more compact than compared to the original. So if you look at, put these right over the top of each other, you can see there is a size difference in the sheath. Not by much, but it's there. So you're getting a little bit more of a compact sheath with the Generation 2 than what you did with the Generation 1. Pop these both out. The sheath is very well made, nice taco style pancake. It does come with a belt loop that you can attach, you know, so you have a belt loop carry. It also has D-rings and a strap, so if you want a baldric carry it as well. So you do have that option. But very nicely done sheath. The retention on it and everything is fantastic. You can hear it slide in and clip into place. It's not coming out. You know, it's great. Just like this one, same thing. Great cheese all around. But again, getting a little bit more compact sheath with the Gen 2. Let's get both these blades out so we can show you. I can talk about the difference here between them, because I know that's what a lot of people are going to ask. Because at first glance, looking at the blades, it's kind of hard to tell. Let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit without going too far. At first glance, I mean, I could put these knives like literally right next to each other. There's not too many differences that you're going to be able to tell right off the get-go. I mean, size-wise, you stack them on top of each other. I mean, they're pretty much identical. I mean, kind of zoom in. Size-wise, identical. Where you're going to see the differences is one in the fuller. You can see this fuller here. It starts here, comes all the way down. This is a Gen 1. Put my hand by here. You can see the fuller. Comes all the way down, like so. With the Gen 2, the fuller, you can tell is a little different, but it actually starts off deep, but actually when you get closer up towards the front, it scallops out and gets less deep. So it's shallow and gets deeper as it comes down. Shallow and comes deeper, where the Gen 1, it's just kind of in there and it goes the same thickness all the way back. So that's the first difference that you'll see in the blade. The other difference is not really as noticeable. It's actually it's hard to tell. It's the behind the edge thickness. So the behind the edge thickness on the Gen 2 is thinner than the Gen 1. And I can't really see it like with my naked eye. I mean, if you're a knife expert, you know, better than me, you could probably tell. I'm not sure. But according to Vic and the website, the behind the edge thickness is a little bit thinner to give it a little bit, I think, more of a slicier feel, a little bit more, put maybe a little bit more of an acute edge on there than maybe like say a chopping edge. But man, this Gen 1 came super sharp as it was. And then the other difference really only is the finish. They went with a dark wash finish to give it better rust corrosion resistance. But other than that, for the most part, everything else is the same. I mean, you're looking at the back here, the thicknesses are about the same. You do have a 90-degree spine on both knives. But, you know, let's talk about the Gen 2. That's what this review is about, right? You do have a 90-degree spine. One of the cool things they did was back here where your thumb would typically go, they did round off the edges. So you don't have a sharp edge that, you know, you have to worry about catching your thumb on or anything like that when you're, you know, doing your kind of up close work. And then you can see it right about here, bam, turns into a 90. So you have that 90 degree to strike your fire rod. See a nice ability to, nice thick tip there, if you will. It's going to be a strong stabber. Man, I mean, this thing is just beautiful knife, just like the Gen 1. It's got these scallops up here so you can pinch up. You got to do some sort of pinch up work, or you can even come up here. You do have the nice lanyard hole here that's chamfered, so there's no sharp edges to ruin your lanyard, if you will. And then you have double lanyard holes down here, so I'm sure you can even rig up probably like a nice almost paracord knuckle guard if you wanted to. But man, you get a nice full grip on this knife. This is just feels so good. Let me go over the specs with you real quick since I have them written down right here. You have an overall length of 13.9 inches. Let me back this camera out. So you have a blade length of 8.1, a cutting edge of 7 inches. The blade thickness is 0.23. It's a saber grind with a convex edge. It's SK85 steel with a 56 to 58 Rockwell hardness. It's got that dark wash finish. It's a 3D machine G10 handle. This is called the Gator, I think it is, the Gator pattern. The weight is 18.3 ounces. With the sheath, you're looking at 23 ounces. Comes with a belt loop, D-rings, and shoulder straps. So those are pretty much the specs on it, guys. Let's flip this camera around. Let's get to testing this bad boy out, man. We're going to do some cut and chopping with this sucker. Wow, I love this thing. Carnivore. It's awesome. Whew. All right, here we are. Let's get to it, baby. We want to see this sucker at work, right? That's what we're here for. Damn, I mean, this thing is just like, bam, we'll just come in here, do some hitting with it, do some stabbing with it. Look at that nice deep penetration into this log. Oh, goes deep. That's what she said. Check that out. Let's check out this edge. That's why we do this, right? No edge damage, still nice tip there. Let's get out the old catalog here, get that chop going like we like. Right there, the tip is went all the way through this catalog here. It's about an inch thick catalog. Tip went all the way through, no problem. Obviously, it stops because it hits the log. Bam! Right there's the tip again. Do the catalog, no problem. Let's say I had to come in and make a mess. You could do that. Man, I got to clean that up now. But it was so fun to do. So it was worth it. You're welcome. So anyway, come in and chop off the paper like that. I don't know why that's making me laugh. It just seems funny to me. Anyway, you do that. Let's say you got to cut some rope, guys, right? So here we got this crappy poly rope. It's not crappy. It's actually really strong stuff. It's good, but it's a pain in the ass to cut. You can get up in this nice finger tool here. Bam, sliced right through that, no problem. You know, you got to come in. Oh, I just threw the piece I wanted to cut away. Come in here. Come in here, chop off chunks of it like that. You can, no problem. So that's going to work great for you for rope cutting. Here we got this thicker, I don't know, I can't remember what they call this, but this stuff is it's thick, obviously, it's fibrous. It's a pain in the ass to cut. So let's come in here and put this down and bam. Cut through that, no problem. Oh, stand by, guys. I got company. I have to come back to the video here in a second. Hold on. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back. Sorry about that. My pest control guy showed up and forgot he was coming today, and so I had to pause the video until he got done. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so anyway, we were cutting up this rope. You guys saw me cut through these nice chunks right here. So that obviously the carnivore can cut through that stuff, no problem. What else we got? I can't believe I didn't do this. Cardboard. You know, come in here, you got to cut up some cardboard. Do some nice easy slices with the cardboard there if you need to. Did I do the poly? I did do the poly rope. I did that rope. Sorry, I kind of lost track of where I was at with what I was doing. So anyway, you need to come in here and let's say you had to cut your extension cord, right? I like doing this because it's, you know, got the 3 copper wires in there. They're all sheathed with the plastic, and then there's the protective outer layer. You know, if you had to come in here, cut a chunk of this off, bam, cut that, no problem. Nice clean cut. Obviously, we didn't think that would be a problem, right? But come in here. Let's say you had to do like a slice through it, right? Bam. Slice right through that, no problem. So, extension cord, let's check this edge. Got some sticker stuff stuck on there, it looks like. Edge is fine. There's no chipping or rolling. Man, this thing is just so slicey. Let's move on to this. This is fire hose, guys. Straight up legit fire hose. This was used, got it from a firefighter. Hooked me up with this. Stuff has been used, abused. It's super tough. It's full of dirt, grime. Probably got some blood and guts in there somewhere, but this stuff is a pain in the ass to cut. And let's cut some of it, right? I'm gonna put this right here. I want to see. Let's try this first. We're gonna cut through. Just do the regular old kind of saw cut through. This stuff is really a pain to cut. You got to have a really good edge to cut through it. And I'm cutting through it. Nice. So typically with blades this big, I have a little bit more difficult time cutting through the fire hose because of the thicker edge angle, the edge geometry. I typically have a hard time sawing through the hose like this just because of the edge angle. It's not that the knife isn't sharp, it's just this stuff is really, really hard to cut. It's 3 layers. You can see this. You have an outer thick canvas layer, you have an inner canvas layer, and then inside that inner layer is actually rubber glued to the inside. So this stuff is very abrasion resistant, and shit, actually, when it's old and used like this, it acts like sandpaper, really. So it can kind of take your edge off a little bit too. But I'm gonna try doing a chop cut here. So we're gonna stand up. It's flat right now. We're gonna stand up. Let's see what kind of chop cut we can get with it. Oh, so yeah, did a nice little cut in there, but I think we can get through it. Yeah, look at that. Few chops, but check it out. A lot of that was my bad aim, but yeah, that was pretty cool. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that kind of testing with it yet, but able to chop through that hose, no problem. Holding up fine. The edge looks good. Nice. So there's the old fire hose. Let's get that out of the way. See, you had some pant material you had to cut through. Come in here, step. Cut through that, no problem. I mean, it's had to, you know, like I said, come up on an accident. Somebody got an injured leg or something, you know. Gotta check out their pants. Cut them off. Bam. Cut through the pants, no problem. What else we got going on here? So let's get into a little bit of our, got the old hose here. You know, you had to cut a piece of this off. This is a pull hose, but you know, rubber. Kind of come in here, cut a piece off, no problem. Had to come in here, like let's say it was a radiator hose. You had it broke down. You had to cut a piece off, make it work. You know, you could easily do that. That was kind of a weak chop. Oh, damn! That thing went flying like 10, 15 yards over that way. You can come in and do a nice cut chop there, cut a piece off if you needed to. Let's see, we got this nice thick wood dowel here. It's kind of already got like working on a vampire spear, if you will. But you know, if you had to come in here and refine that a little bit more, you could easily come in here. The weight of this blade makes it chopping it down very easy, no problem. Come in here, get up in this finger choil, do some nice slices. I mean, this thing's got such a, man, this thing is, you know, this carnivore, the Gen 1 and this Gen 2, I mean, look at that, it's just nice slices. I can come in here and get this down to a nice acute point, you know. Let's say you're stuck out in the woods and you had to do some boar hunting or something and you need to make a spear. You can do that, tent spike. But I mean, it's such a slicey edge. It's such a good, but it's a thick edge, so it's going to be good for like chopping too. So, and we're going to get into that. So, you know, if you had to come in here, like I said, make a spear or something like that, do the light chopping, you know, you had to come in here and, you know, get some really nice kind of fine shavings. You could get up on the back here, make you some feather sticks, make feather curls, if you will. I mean, see there, I was able to feather that out nicely, like no problem. Yeah, like a smaller dog chewed through this, so yeah, one hit went about halfway through this thing. That nice clean cut. But you know, you had to take a smaller stick. You can, like I said, come in here and easily make another tent spike, tent spear, whatever you need, want to call it, you know. Get you some nice long kind of shavings. Also with the back of this, like I said, being a 90, let me see if I can do this without, you could make some like some scrapings, some really, really fine kind of powdery type, not powdery, but make some really fine kind of like shavings with this 90-degree spine, besides throwing off your fire, you know. But I mean, this thing is, here's a what is this, 3/4 inch square like dowel, you know. Come in here, that was one hit, went about 3/4 of the way through that. So come in here, kind of hold it like this and bam, chop it off the rest of the way. But man, I'm willing to bet. Ooh, it kind of came in at an angle on that one. Look, yep, halfway through that. Putting that pressure on that edge, checking it out. Bam, there that goes. Still sharp, guys. Not a problem. Let's say this. It's a like a landscape kind of thing, right? Like I said, we could do some batoning with this. It's thick enough and long enough where I feel like you could get some, but you know, decent batoning in on this. So just come in here like that. This thing is, piece of wood is kind of jacked up. I got pieces kind of hanging off of it, so let's chop that off. So give us a little better working area. I'm gonna put that right there. Let's go. Hitting the tree. Bam, come in here. Split that, no problem. Got to break it down more for, like I said, more firewood. Bam, split that, no problem. This is a piece of some sort of I think they call it a sequoia lemon tree. Thick chunk. Now, let's say you had to come in here and you wanted to do some chopping, right? So you see right here, this area is not chopped on. Let's choke back on this bad boy a little bit and test that edge. Digs in deep. I'm getting, there we go. It's getting in there, guys. The problem is I'm getting stuck, which is sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing, you know. Look at that. I mean, I'm hitting and it's just driving in there, getting kind of stuck. Set it up. Chopping it this way, get that kind of side chop, if you will. Look at that. Not a problem. Check this edge. It's still good. There's no glinting, no rolling, no chipping. You know, I'm coming in at an angle and I'm kind of rocking it out a little bit too. So it's putting a lot of pressure on that edge. And it's holding up. No problem. Man, this thing's taking out some good chunks. There goes a piece. Kind of at the point now where I'm like, damn it, I want to get through it. But look at that. No problem. Jeez, man, that thing, for this 8-inch blade, it's definitely got quite a bit more chopping power than what you would think. And man, this edge is fine. Let's try this here. This is a new one for me. Well, not necessarily new. I think I busted this out a long time ago, but you see it's all broken into pieces. This is bamboo. This is old, kind of hard bamboo. This stuff is tough on a knife edge. So let's take a few whacks at this with it and see what we can do. See if it'll cut it or break it, or see what happens to the edge. Bam, look at that. Just a few whacks and I was able to get through that. Nice. Granted, it was kind of split, but still did a nice cut there. You can see that. Let's check that edge again. Yeah, it's still sharp. Still nice. So, man, this thing is it's a beast, guys. I mean, this Carnivore is just a very well made. The edge on it's fantastic. The edge geometry. The Gen 1 was fantastic. Go watch my Gen 1 video. This Gen 2, it's just as good, if not better, with this a little bit more sliciness with that, you know, behind the edge thinness, you know, that's a little bit thinner. Here's some air compressor hose right here. It had come in. Let's say you just had to try to do a good clean cut. Do a little pressure cut, if you will. Kind of come in here and rock it down. Bam. Give it that nice clean cut. Or if you're in a hurry, you just have to chop it and it goes flying off that way, right? So cutting through that's no problem. Cutting through the fire hose, no problem. Rope. These guys, this thing is, man, thing digs deep, man. It's got a really, really nice edge to it. Vic just did a phenomenal job. I mean, this thing is awesome. Guys, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I'm kind of running out of testing material here. I've batoned, I've been made some vampire spears and cut through that log. You know, I guess the only thing left to do is the old 4x4 chop, right? I gotta do the 4x4 chop. I just have to. 30 hits on the old 4x4, guys. And we're gonna finish this bad boy out. So let's stand up. We go 30 hits right here, so you guys get a nice good look at it. Let's go, baby. Damn. 21, 32, 43, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 30. Right there, guys. 30 hits on the old 4x4. I'm telling you, some of those hits, this thing was sticking deep. Man. Guys. The Carnivore Gen 2 from Worktuffgear. This bad boy's coming out January 24th on Worktuff's website. I'll have a link to the website in the description below. Jump on this, guys, because it's going to go quick. It's going to go fast. I'm telling you. This is a great blade. I really, really love this. Eric Outer of Limitless. Killer job designing this med. Vic, killer job making it. I mean, if you can't get a Gen 2, get your Gen 1. It's awesome. These are both badass blades, guys. I love them. So here it is, guys. Gen 1 and Gen 2 Carnivores from Worktuffgear. Pick yourself up one. I don't think you'll regret it. Thanks for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. As always, stay safe, stay sharp, and we'll see you next time.